This game here taking us, no barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much. Actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be her for your mom to your pop to the beat to the bird, man. Cut right off on the curb, like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my whole team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Hey, 25! 56! Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Watson now going to run the option right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Hines. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
At the 22-yard line.
Like 25. Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. Wait. 56.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On second down, it's Freeman. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
I'm scared. Go.
Throwing again is Watson. And Cook has it, left side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the Saints' 21-yard line.
Ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Now Ito Smith, and he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
50 number 4. Check. 9.
On first down, it's Watson. This one complete to Christian Kirk. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mike, check. 59. Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
Out of the gun, Watson. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To the air yet again, Watson. Steps away to his left, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On 2nd down now, it's Hines. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Down. Get ready. Get ready. 54. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. 51. Sub. Five. Check.
Now Ryan back into his end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taken right around the 44. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. From the 45 on 2nd down, Watson, and that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here, nearly a 4th pick, and it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the 1st. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Check.
Throwing again. Ryan going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
51,
on 3rd down, Ryan airing it out, looking for Ridley. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one. 41 yards. first down. Hines, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the 22, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down near the 5. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Right there, 56. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
I got you. Check 31. Let's go. Come on. 24 is down. He's coming.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Check it. 19. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Got to 59. Come on, QB, come on. Mike, check. 59.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Watson now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10.
Watch out. 59. I got him. On me. 6. Mike 5'9".
From the gun, here's Watson. And this one complete to Smith. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Watson looks to throw again. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Again, it's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson escaping the pressure. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
3rd and long. It's Watson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Cook's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jared Cook, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints have taken the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Eluding the pressure right. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. Well, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
After the sack on 1st down, Ryan. Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
56. 56 to Mike. 56. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He's got Sanu. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line.
I know retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! 21.
Now Ryan on first down. Flushed out right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Check tight. Check tight. Hey, check. 56.
From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit. Ready, blue 80. Blue 80. Right there. 56. 22. He's heavy on the edges.
From the shotgun, Ryan forced out to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They give him a gain of 38. The previous play, big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
Certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind them. You know, loaded up for the pass, they hit them with the run. Load up for the run, they hit them with the pass. They've got to get in sync.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Watson. Flush to his right. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Christian Kirk, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? How do having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again. Ryan. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
21. 56. Bravo. 56 is the mark.
A first down carry for Smith. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 6-yard line.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He'll buy some time right. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
That's what I'm talking about. Not
No
him,
gain
boy.
on play. It's 3rd down and 4.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing on it.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Back to throw. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
We got to step it up. 45, 45. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. 45. 45, what's up? 45, Mike, 45. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache.
Now it's Watson. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Hines. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They run again with Hines. In on the stop, DeMonte Casey. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Saints on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Here's Hines. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Past the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go, first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
The left side completion to Jones. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Ryan to throw. Out to his left. He's going to let it fly. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. On for the extra point, Giorgio Tavecchio. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. Now the Saints are going to get to this one. So that should about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Reset. 19. Get him.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines, and he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Saints, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile,